And we're back. It's Mike Cernovich from Danger and Play and GorillaMindset.com. Here to talk about how to choose a business partner, a friend, or even a relationship. This question comes up a lot. How do I know if I should go into business with somebody? Or how do I pick the right friends or even the relationship? And my take on it is going to be a little bit different than a lot of people's. The traditional answer is going to be, well, a business partner should be somebody who can do something that you can't do. That's what a partner is, right? Somebody who's more than an employee. Employees can be replaced. But a business partner is an indispensable person you can't live without. Sure, but I don't like to talk about the same shit everybody talks about. What I focus on is you have to have alignment of values, and here's why. So Victor Pride and I, we've done some business stuff together and projects together. He writes on his website, be selfish, be selfish. I write, be selfish, guys. So you would think the two of us would never in a million years be able to ever work together, right? Ever. Same thing with my friend Chris, good-looking loser. He's like, yeah, you got to be selfish. You got to do what you want. I say the same thing. But they're actually the easiest guys in the world to work with because we have an alignment of values. When you go into business with somebody, I don't think, well, how much things going to cost, and what if I spend a couple $100 more? I don't freak out about stuff like that. If I go into business with somebody, I'm thinking, okay, like we're going to make a lot of money together. Yeah, we need to keep track of costs and everything and keep records, but that isn't where my mind is. My mind is like vision, like fuck, what can we build? What can we do? And not nickel and diamond shit. So you want to work with people who think like that too, because then you're not fighting. Otherwise, there's going to be acrimony. So much drama. That business partners are drama. I did a breach of contract law as a lawyer, business litigation. Business litigation is a fancy word for saying two people had a dream. Their values were changing, or their values changed, or they didn't have the same values, and that dream became a nightmare. It's the same is true of a marriage or a relationship. Guys say, oh man, I have a broken heart. I was in love and I lost her. Okay. I don't want to make fun of you too much, but love is just an emotion. Love ain't going to last 50 years. What are your shared values? What are her beliefs about the world? What does she do on a day-to-day basis that made you love her? Otherwise, she's just a chemical reaction, right? There's no shared values, so that's what causes drama and acrimony. When people share your value system, it's easy. Even when things are hard, they're easy because you have the same values. And that's how it's got to be, Same way with friendships. I don't have drama with my friends because they either share my value system or they don't. If you don't share my value systems, we can't be friends by definition. I just don't think, I might think you're an interesting guy and maybe I'll talk to you as an acquaintance. But if our value systems are different, I value openness, integrity, honesty, low drama. I don't like neediness. I don't like emotionally weak people. I don't like angry people. I don't like people who fly off the handle. In my personal life, I don't like it. I pretend on the internet to be kind of like that, but that's just a fucking joke. In my real life, I don't like any of that. Even if you talk too loud in my real life, I don't want to be around you. I don't even like people who are loud. Just like, why? I always think, why do you talk so loud? Like, you think people can't hear you? I don't get it. People are like, hey! I don't even understand it, right? Like, why are people so fucking loud? Because it's insecurity and they want to be heard and everything. There are deeper things going on, but there we go. Crack my neck a little bit. But yeah, I've been getting good Thai massages actually in Budapest. So now my neck is getting loose. My traps are really tight. My shoulder's tight. But I got good Thai massages now and we're in Budapest, Hungary. Now that's what you want to look at. Values. Do you share values? But what are your core values? And don't lie. I did a whole podcast on what are your core values. And the way you find your core values is to look at how you spend your time. If you're fucking around all day, your core values are, I like to fuck around. That's fine. Your values can be whatever they are, but you have to discover them. A lot of people say, well, my core value is integrity. But they lie to people, right? Or my core value is openness, because that's what you think. My core value is being open to new experiences. But then you realize they do the same boring shit that they've always done. They don't actually do anything novel or interesting. It's just lies you tell themselves, right? The hardest person to be honest with is You, yourself. Because we want to create this image that we have of ourselves. But the way to get past all that, and the way to be honest about how do you spend your time. So that's what you want to look at. What are your core values? Write them out. If you don't know or you can't think, then you need to look how you spend your time. Like me, one of my core values, I'm real open. You can take a quiz. It's called the Big Five Personality Quiz, and the Big Five are OCEAN: openness, extroversion, whether or not you're anxious or not, neuroticism, and conscientiousness. That's where the C is, right? It's an acronym. And then you'll find out, what are your values? And I value like openness. I like to do new things. I like to try new ththings. I like to go to different places. I'm open to like ideas. I don't like closed-minded people. I don't like people who know it all. Oh yeah, everything is they just like, wow, you know everything. That's amazing. How did you learn so much about the world? Oh, you're 25 and you know everything. Wow, please tell me more. Or even you're 50 and you know it all. I don't know it all. I'm always willing to listen to new ideas, and I value openness. That's one of my values, my core values. So it's also a personality trait. Again, if you want to find out what your real core values are, how are you spending your time, and then you want to take that Big Five personality quiz. Find out, who are you really? What do you really value? And then when you look at life that way, if you're open to new experiences and you're not an anxious person and you're not neurotic, then you're going to find out, okay, this is what I value. These are the type of people I want to be around. So I don't like to be around anxious people because I'm not an anxious person. Worry words. Oh my God, blah, blah, you know those type, right? And you get around them and it's like training. Like, fuck, dude, I'm not your therapist, Like, I've told people that. I'm like, look, I'm not your therapist. Yeah, anything can happen. You might die right now. But I'm not going to sit around and worry about it. So I don't like anxious people. So if you're anxious, we don't have the same core values because you value being anxious and stressed out and, freaking out, and that just isn't going to work for me. But again, it all goes back to that doesn't make you a better person or me a better person. Are you a good one or me a good one, or are you bad or me bad? It's just who you are and who I am and whether or not our interests and our needs and our desires overlap. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. So that's how you want to think of things. How do you meet, quality people? And when you're younger, you have to be a little bit less picky. I mean, let's be honest. The older you get, the more established you get. The more you become known, the more people want to get to know you, and you can be a little pickier. But when you're younger, it's about shared experiences. Okay, let's go to the hostel, or let's go out drinking with five guys and talk to girls or whatever, and that's totally cool. But as you get older, you really have to become more reflective and think about what your core values are. And then you find people whose core values align with yours in a way that you can just do fucking great things together. So that's what you do. Who are you? Find out. Take the Big Five. I know everybody likes the Myers-Briggs type indicator because it gives you a little archetype. And then you can say, oh, I'm a this type, and there's all these narratives attached to that. But the Big Five is better because even though you won't get some kind of like archetype, you can say, oh, well, shit, I didn't realize I was so anxious. Well, maybe I don't want to be quite that anxious. Maybe I need to work on becoming less anxious. So you could say, well, I'm neurotic. I didn't even realize I was so neurotic. Or, oh, wow, I'm not that open to new experiences as I thought I was. Well, maybe I need to be more open. Or maybe you're too open to new experiences, right? If you're open to everything, then you might not ever stick to anything, right? Because it's like, well, I'm open. Because people like me, I'm open to everything. So then I got like 50 books that are halfway read. Maybe I need to be a little bit less open to new experiences. But you got to learn those things, and then you kind of tweak it, and then you kind of find out what your values are, and then you find out who you want to bring into your life. And again, it's all shared values. So that's what you got to do. How do you meet people? How do you find a relationship? How do you choose business partners? Find out what your values are, and then find people whose values align with yours. And then, life is never easy. But if you work with people and you're around people who share your values, it's going to be pretty much as good as it gets. All right. Thanks for your questions. Like and share the video and all that stuff. Keep posting your comments. I do read them. Until tomorrow, Mike Cernovich, Danger in Play and Gorilla Mindset.